Because this is such a common virus and it gets to large numbers of people, even if you have a relatively small proportion of people still remaining vulnerable, that still equates to a very large number of people overall. And that's really what this is reflecting. And I think what we're going to see is, as things are opening up, what all the modelling suggests is at some point we will get a surge in virus. And whether that happens, we hope it doesn't happen soon, but it might, for example, happen later in the summer if we open up gradually, or if there's a seasonal effect, it might happen over the next autumn and winter. But I think all the modelling suggests there is going to be a further surge, and that will find the people who either have not been vaccinated or where the vaccine's not worked. And some of them will end up in hospital, and sadly some of them will go on to die. And that's just the reality of where we are with the current vaccination. The current modelling does make a number of assumptions. Go into those in detail as to if you're interested. But broadly, that is the reason why we're expecting to see further deaths, although the ratio of cases to deaths will go right down as a result of vaccination, but not right down to zero, unfortunately. Under all scenarios, if we unlock very suddenly or even significantly fast than is recommended, all the modelling would suggest that we would get a substantial surge whilst a lot of people are not protected. And remember that the people who drive the wave of infection are not generally older citizens, it's generally younger ones. So the vaccination policy that we've taken at the moment in the UK, which is absolutely to go through the highest risk people first, will really seriously reduce the ratio between numbers of infections and deaths, and that's a fantastic achievement. But it will have a much smaller effect on the actual drive of the wave of transmission, which tends to be in younger adults. And they have not yet been vaccinated, and therefore vaccination will have almost no role to play in reducing transmission in that group for some time, because we haven't yet got to the point those are vaccinated. So if you released very quickly, you'd suddenly get a wave of transmission through younger adults, and that would lead in due course to older adults being infected, and some of them, either because they hadn't had the vaccine or because they weren't fully protected by the vaccine, would go on to get serious outcomes.